well to give us a 6 to 8 second gap at the last pit stop, and then we were sort of in the last 2 stints probably covering the others on strategy with the fuel save, just making sure we stayed 1 or 2 laps ahead of them on the fuel. And then when the others went the alternate strategy, we were sort of out front just covering both options on strat. It got pretty close there with the 63, but I have to say the guys in the timing stand did an amazing job just to keep me updated. We had a car with enough pace where we could sort of manage the fuel and sort of cover the people sprinting behind us that have already stopped, and also the people fuel saving. So huge credit to the team, huge credit to the guys on my left. They just did an amazing job. I think second race in a row we haven't touched a single thing. So and the guys just in the pit lane have done an amazing job. So we had a couple of races that we definitely should have won, or we should have probably won a couple more this year, but I think we learned from those and we've built from this, and now to go back to back is something really special for the whole team, and what we've managed to build up in this 2025 season. And I think Jack finished second in the championship as well. Somehow. So that's pretty good.
I'm a
Speed now.
We'll be interested to hear about that, but if I can get you guys to bounce over 1 seat each, because I think Roman's teammates will be joining us here shortly. Or maybe not, but we'll see how we do. But anyway, let's move over to Jack. Start, I guess, pick up where Earl left off. I have to look it up for sure, but if you're,
It's on the pit notes thing.
all right, good. Then congratulations, second in the championship. Unofficially, because we can text that in, but Jack, could you have imagined, finishing the season second in the championship, kind of based on how things had gone, maybe the first part of the year, and certainly a late run here for the team.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard to sit here and say that I expected or really would have predicted a back-to-back win to close out the season. But on the other hand, I think, like Owen has said previously, we've been knocking on the door quite a lot this season, and we've put ourselves in the position to be up the front quite a lot, especially in the second half of the season. And all that happened is these last 2 events, stuff has actually gone our way a little bit, and we didn't make mistakes, and we had a quick car. We made the right calls on strategy, but we've done a lot of that in the first half of the season and kind of got nowhere as well. So it's kind of vindicating to see those wins come through, and pretty special to see the team have that weight lifted off their shoulders, because I think they're really deserving of those results, and it's been a true pleasure the last couple of weekends.
And Fred, as mentioned, this is your second win here, and it's into your first season here. What are your takeaways from racing?
Well, I'm just super proud of the whole team. As they mentioned, we had a lot of pace this whole year, but struggled a bit in the beginning to get the results. But at Indy, we won. And today we had a great car, but we had a big setback with that puncture, and it was quite nerve-wracking all the way through. But we managed to win it, which is huge for me. My second win in IMSA, and to do it here at Petit is very special.
Thanks, Fred. We'll slide over. We'll get questions going in a minute. But first, we'll go over to our second place finishers. Roman DeAngelis and Alex Riveras has joined us in the number 23 Harder Racing Team, Aston Martin Valkyrie. This is the best GTP result for the team. Previous best was 6th at Road America. Roman, take us through that last stint. Obviously, pretty exciting up here, but I can imagine that it was even more so in your seat. What went down from your perspective?
I think stressful is probably a better word. But just obviously we kind of knew what position we were in. I was told before I got in the car that P3 was sort of where we were fighting based on fuel strategy. The 31 and the 6 were quite a bit ahead of us and had a lot less fuel burning. So we kind of just thought that I was managing P3 and hopefully getting our first podium of the Valkyrie program, which is obviously an exciting day for all of us on the IMSA side as well as the WEC side. So honored to be a part of that. But the last stint, I don't think I realized until 15 minutes to go that we were kind of in the shot for the win. Obviously we had a few cars that were left down between us and the 31, which was unfortunate. It would have been fun to at least have a chance to fight. But I think based on where we've been all year and the progress that we've made from the start, obviously we're racing against manufacturers that have been in the top category for 2 or 3 years now. Lots of experience at every track, and obviously it's been a tough year from our position. But yeah, I think if you would have told me this morning that we were going to be second, I probably would have laughed. Not because the effort wasn't there, but just, I mean, based off Indy, which was a pretty hard weekend for all of us. Yeah, I mean, to be second in our first season at Petit, which is normally one of the hardest races of the season, is pretty special. So honored to be a part of that.
Slide over to Alex. Alex, you know, watching Roman there from the pit box, talking about the nerves as you guys were watching this thing play out.
Yeah, we were basically saying with Ross how much worse it is to be on the pit stand versus being in the car. It is so much easier to handle the stress when you're the one in control behind the wheel, for sure. But you know, I have to take my hat off for Roman. You know, big responsibility finishing a race like Petit Le Mans in GTP, 24 years old. I mean, that is a lot of responsibility. So I was just, you know, witnessing history in the making and just being so proud of what Roman and Ross have achieved this year and the way they've progressed. And I'm just very proud of the whole team.
We'll slide over to Ross. Just from the perspective of the you know, what does this mean for the Aston Martin Valkyrie program?
Yeah, first of all, sorry I was late. Yeah, so it's incredible. There are so many people here today supporting. It was, you know, just a very, very special day for us. I think we came here a year ago testing for the first time in the US, and I think really we were, you know, expecting to be backmarkers at the start of the year and really learning as much as possible. And we always had the aim that come Petit Le Mans, we'd hopefully be, you know, at least fighting and with a shout of a podium, and I think we achieved that. So incredibly proud of everybody. I think for the brand Aston Martin to have a car in the top class on the podium is a huge achievement, and for me, I'm just so proud to be a part of it.
We'll get questions going. Raise your hand. We'll get your mic. John DeGees, we'll start there. Everybody else, raise your hand. We'll bring it to you.
Earl, can you explain the puncture? The car came into the pits twice, I believe, during the yellow. So was the puncture after that first stop, or?
Yeah, so we did the first stop, and then actually we were just cruising around, and out of turn 5, one of the blowers just blew like a load of crap into basically into the side of the car from the right hand side. And then we came around the next lap, and the guy said start to warm up, and then I saw the right rear at 1.22, and I was like, oh, that's not great. And then it was 1.2, and then 1.1, 1.8, 1.7, and I was like, yeah, okay, we think we have a puncture. So we just took the precaution measure, and it was the right call because we had a giant hole in the tyre. So that's racing. You know, at the end of the day, I think the team knew how to rebound from that. Everyone was calm. We did the right strategy. It took us a step just to gain the fuel advantage. Then we could manage to jump in the pit cycle, and then we had the car base. So yeah, it's a shame because it probably would have cost us the Endurance Cup because I think we missed out by a point. But you know, that's at the end of the day, that's racing. I think 4 other cars had the same issue, and that's sort of part of it. There was massive debris everywhere after that accident, so it could have been earlier, but that's sort of the moment where it happened to us.
And Roman, what did it mean for, you know, the team to give the faith to have you finish the race, and especially considering the position you guys were in, fighting in a podium position, but ultimately now fighting for the win at the end?
Yeah, it's pretty special to cross the line for the first podium for the Heart of Racing and Aston Martin. I think for myself, it's kind of interesting to be in the top class racing against guys you know, that are racing Formula 1 or IndyCar and things like that, where I didn't really come from that background. So yeah, definitely pretty special to be be involved in this program and to have the trust from the art of racing and everyone involved on that side, and Aston Martin as well for the faith in me this year, to think that I was ready to be in this position, let alone finishing a race that we were on the podium. So it's pretty special, and honored to be a part of it, and super fortunate to be in a position where they put their trust in me. So yeah, just a very surreal moment, and hopefully many more of these.
Other questions? Raise your hand. RJ up here. Anybody else? Raise your hand. We'll bring you a mic.
Ross, when you consider how the Valkyries racing life starting at TAR with doors flying off, the learning curve that this car had from the start of the season to the very finish, and the fact that the Valkyrie itself was on the cutting room floor not even all that long ago, how gratifying is this result?
Yeah, it's huge for everybody. I think, as you touched on, there were a few teething issues as you'd expect from a new program, but we worked super hard at the start of the year on reliability. I think we didn't really focus on anything performance-wise until after Le Mans, and then to be, finishing 2 cars at Le Mans was a huge achievement for everybody. I think that was, again, our aim at the start of the year, was to try and achieve that. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's been a privilege to be a part of something that's been continuously improving. I think for us, the main thing was that come the end of the season, as I already mentioned, we wanted to be fighting for something a bit more than just a 5th or a 6th. And yeah, I think this weekend is definitely something that we can be proud of, and then hopefully use that going into next year and be hopefully fighting for more.
Other questions? So gentlemen, congratulations. We'll let you guys go celebrate.